As I've grown older, setting off into the world of internships, university, and adulting, as Gen Z slang would simplify, I found my purpose in life. To be a parental guardian attorney, working with both criminal and family law, I plan to have my career set protecting trafficking victims and defending abused citizens, though this wasn't initially what I wanted to do. Growing up, I've spent most of my childhood in a state with a negative environment. There were some good things: the ocean, the wildlife, and my friends. I was so caught up on the good things, though, that I didn't realize the negatives: the gangs, the violence, and the insane amount of fires, or the arrogant behavior of almost everyone around me. The unrealistic attitude, the protagonist or heroine behavior of nearly everyone that walked the streets, believing they were God's gift to the human race, the next best thing, or will have a relationship with someone important. If I'm being completely honest, though, I believe that as well. Though I was from a kind community, when I moved to a more humble state, my life did a complete U turn. Suddenly, no, I was not around people who could bring me an advantage, let alone knew what I knew. I'd say things such as, if I don't know them, they're not important, and would cry if things didn't go my way. I believed that where I came from demanded a relic out of me. I wanted to become a singer and an actress, the next best thing. After I traveled, I saw to it that that was not the case. I wasn't meant to be above everyone, but rather besides them, helping people who needed help the most. It took a lot of correction, adjustment, and spiritual guidance to realize that. Where I come from shouldn't stop me nor define me. Many people fall into the lie that where you are born is just where you should be or will stay. That the names attached to you are just who you're meant to be. Poor, uncultured, or broken families are just part of your genetics, and you can't help it. Rich, entitled, and famous friends or family are how you're supposed to conduct yourself. Do anything and everything to connect yourselves with them and forget yourself to become an item. Isaiah 51:1 says, "Listen to me, you who pursue righteousness and who seek the Lord. Look to the rock from which you were cut and to the quarry from which you were hewn." When God says listen, He has words for you. When He says to look, He has a path to show you and one to protect you. Those who are willing to pursue righteousness and seek the Lord through that are deciding, no, I'm not who they say I am. I'm not defined by what the world says I should be labeled. Rather, I'm cut to God's vision and was honed from the dirty, the difficult, and the dangerous to have a better meaning in life than what I was initially given. Just because you come from a poor family does not mean you have to stay in poverty. The same goes for wealth. Just because you come from wealth does not mean you have to trample, cheat, or overlook those with less, nor does it mean you have to maintain that wealth. Even Jesus has highlighted the difficulty of loving both worldly possessions, like money, and God at the same time. This is why, as a person speaking from experience, pray and ask for wisdom on what God has stored for you. If He calls for you to study hard and to become a doctor, trust that no matter what, not even the penniless wallet you have will stop God from supplying the education you need for that doctorate. Or if God calls you to use your money for a housing unit for the homeless or veterans, do it with a heart of compassion and know that God sees your heart and will help you grow with things greater than money. Worrying and anxiety only gets you so far. I struggle with that sometimes, but I have peers that pray with me and I with them. If you need any prayers, unspoken or spoken for, there will be a Google form in the description, and the comment section is open as well. You don't have to go into detail, but I will be praying for each one that comes in. I've decided to start doing spiritual art updates, and this marks the beginning of this Christ-filled adventure. I hope you all have a blessed day. 再见，拜拜。